Coming up on Cronkite News, automatic renewal of Medicaid is phasing out and what that means for Arizonans.
Plus, Tempe officials and residents gathered today to support a potential Coyotes arena and entertainment district.
And later, Suns fans were in for a treat last night as Kevin Durant took the court at the Footprint Center for the first time.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Lydia Curry.
And I'm Jonah Krell. Thank you for joining us.
Hundreds of thousands of Arizonans could lose their Medicaid coverage over the next year if they don't begin the requalifying process, which opens this Saturday.
And Medicaid is a government health insurance program for low-income people. Cronkite News reporter Maria Stobbs is at the Department of Economic Security to tell us what Arizonans can expect. Maria?
Yeah, so during the COVID-19 pandemic, some state Medicaid programs were required to provide continuous enrollment. This meant they were prohibited from removing any new or old members. But starting this Saturday, Arizona's Medicaid program, also known as AHCCCS, will resume its annual renewal process, and they'll determine which members still qualify. This should take about 12 months. Right now, 2.5 million people are covered by AHCCCS, and an estimated 600,000 members are at risk of losing Medicaid and kids care for coverage in Arizona. Some people will be disenrolled because their income increased and they no longer qualify for AHCCCS, or if they fail to give AHCCCS information to determine eligibility. Members who are no longer eligible will be referred to the healthcare marketplace and other sources for low-cost coverage options. AHCCCS is asking all Medicaid members to update their contact information by Googling health-e-arizonaplus.gov and checking their account. AHCCCS will text or email members to notify them when their renewal month is coming up.
We know that some people don't have access to the internet, don't have a computer, and need some other ways. So people can call the Healthy Arizona Plus phone number to update their contact information or check their renewal status. They can also use what we call community assister. So on the healthyarizonaplus.gov website, there is a link to all the organizations throughout the state who have access to the eligibility system and can assist people in person or on the phone with their either application or their renewal.
If you're currently covered by AHCCCS, keep an eye out in the mail for a letter. It'll tell you whether you've been automatically renewed, disenrolled, or if you need to respond with more information. And here at the Department of Economic Security, members can also receive in-person help with their AHCCCS application or renewal. In Phoenix, Maria Stobbs, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Maria. Now moving forward, plans for a new Coyotes arena are still up in the air, and supporters and detractors are making noise in advance of a public vote. Add to that conflicts with the city of Phoenix, Sky Harbor International Airport, and Tempe developers. Madison Perales joins us with the latest.
4 former Tempe mayors were all in one room together in unified support for the redevelopment of the land right behind me. Members from the Coyotes team joined the former mayors and supporters of Prop 301, 302, and 303 all gathered in Tempe to make the argument for why voters should pass these ballot measures. The former mayors claim the potential entertainment and sports district will be privately funded to avoid using city funds. They say it will also clean up the area and avoid future pollution.
But I'll tell you this, we have argued more than almost anybody else could in this room, vehemently. And when you get the 4 of us on the same side of an issue, you absolutely know it's the right thing to do.
The city of Phoenix recently filed a lawsuit saying it's too close to the air pathway of Sky Harbor. While today's press conference was planned ahead of the Sky Harbor lawsuit, former Tempe Mayor Hugh Hallman argued that the filing is a political stunt. If the developers win the lawsuit against Sky Harbor, the Tempe voters will decide this land's fate on May 16th. In Tempe, Madison Perales, Cronkite News.
The Arizona State Board of Education is proposing changes to Arizona's Empowerment Scholarship Account program. ESA provides public funding to students outside of the public school system, and today dozens voiced their opinions about the program and its changes. Reporter Alexia Stanbridge takes a look at what parents are feeling.
with all of the changes in the emails week after week, I think it's caused a lot of confusion.
Parents had a lot to say at the Arizona State Board of Education meeting about the Empowerment Scholarship Account Program. New changes to the program include proof of registration and enrollment, a formal curriculum, and complete receipts for expenses. Many parents expressed frustration about the ESA program's reimbursement issues, accessibility, and communication.
One thing that I'm hoping will happen in the future is that when laws change, we do get an update on the law only, not a rewrite of the handbook mid-year. I think that's confusing to all families.
Parents say it's difficult to know what is required of them, and they are frustrated with the program director and the administration team.
Parents are tired of advocating for what seems to be very clear statutes and rules that need to be included in this handbook.
However, others showed support, saying they are grateful for the clarification on new rules.
I am here today in full support of the handbook draft.
ESA Program Director Christina Curso says the administrative team is dealing with the growing pains of going from 15,000 to 50,000 Arizona students in just a few short months. In Phoenix, Alexia Stambridge, Cronkite News.
The Arizona State Board of Education President Dr. Daniel Kaur said they have received hundreds of pages of public comments on the changes.
And he adds, the board will take time to go through all the comments.
Liver disease is a huge problem in Arizona, and a program in Tucson helps fight liver disease in the Hispanic community.
Cronkite News reporter Jacob Carlisle joins us now with how it works. Jacob?
I traveled to Tucson and spoke with people who work with the Nosotros program, which is helping members of the Hispanic community to improve their health.
We take a fiber scan, which is a non-invasive a piece of equipment in which we actually could assess individuals' levels of steatosis and fibrosis in any community-based setting. So we take the machines basically to the community members to tell them about their amounts of liver disease.
The Nosotros program provides free liver scans to anyone who may need one. Dr. David Garcia with Nosotros says eating healthier and staying active can help prevent liver disease, which is much more prevalent in Hispanic communities.
If you look at the rates, it's basically 33% compared to about 18% in non-Hispanic blacks and about 18%, like 20% non-Hispanic whites. Obesity plays a role, so specific to Mexican origin communities, Mexican men, for instance, we have the highest rates of obesity in the United States. Sadly, we're number one.
Tucson has a population of over 500,000 people, and over 44% of those people are Hispanic, according to the latest census report. The process was so quick and easy, I was able to get my liver scan in 5 minutes. They try and make people comfortable coming in for health care. A big part of the Nosotros program is that it is staffed with people from the community.
Well, the nice thing about being in the community is that you get to meet these people, and every person has a story to tell you.
So that's one of the biggest things that as a community engaged researcher, we're experiencing here in Nosotros, being there and building that trust.
In addition to scanning for liver disease, Nosotros helps encourage other healthy habits, including weight loss, smoking cessation, and awareness for substance abuse. In the newsroom, Jacob Carlisle, Cronkite News.
Coming up, a new plan by the city of Phoenix to raise rates on water.
And you want to stay with us to find out why they want to increase prices and by how much next. And continuing on, a big drop in temperature today. Find out how long you can expect to keep that jacket handy.
The weather around Phoenix is just beautiful today. Let's take a look at the weather around the valley.
Thank you for joining us for the special edition of Cronkite News. Here are the top stories that we're tracking today at noon.
Some of the best players for their program.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Now on Passport.
What are you looking for in your life?
There's an important story that needs to be told.
Is it a sense of your own destiny?
Choose your story.
Try to help create change in some way.
It's a beautiful thing. Not very many people get to see.
Once you come into the neighborhood, you are part of the family.
You can be a good person or a bad person. It's your choice.
Stop complaining and go actually do something.
Now you can stream even more documentaries with Passport on the PBS Video app.
The City of Phoenix is proposing an increase in water service rates for the upcoming year, along with the next 3 years.
Cronkite News reporter Atria Maneshny breaks down what the rate increases will look like. Atria?
The reason for the proposed rate increase is to address inflation, the ongoing drought, and to also help mitigate some of the costs for water management. The City of Phoenix declared in June that it's facing a Stage 1 water alert. This is due to limited water supply and infrastructure. So, one of the ways to help the drought is to propose these new water service rates. Phoenix residents can expect to see a 6.5% increase in water service rates, so your water usage, which is about $2. For wastewater services, residents will also see a 6.5% increase, which is about $1.60. The rate increases also affect the stormwater excise tax. So let me explain what that is. When it rains here in Phoenix, water from the rain that doesn't get absorbed in the ground flows into our stormwater drains. But this water can get polluted pretty easily as it flows over oil and waste on the ground. And you can see right here, there's also some construction, which means that debris can also get picked up too. The city is required to have a separate storm sewer system, or MS4 permit, that was issued by the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. This permit helps the city keep our stormwater drains clean, which also keeps our rivers and washes free from pollutants. As of 2021, there has been some new requirements for this permit, so the rate increase is here to help the city manage it. This tax is reflected as a monthly charge on your bill, and it depends on your water meter size. And you can see for a single-family residential home, so these two smaller water meter sizes, the tax is about 70 cents per month. The proposed increase would raise this tax by 25 cents per month, which equates to an additional $3 per year. Part of this rate increase is to encourage water conservation, so residents will also see a change in their current water allowance depending on cooler and warmer months. Right now, water allowance for a single-family home is more than 4,400 gallons in the cooler months and more than 7,400 in the warmer months. The proposed water allowance would change these numbers a little. So for cooler months, the allowance will be more than 3,700 gallons, and for warmer months, it's going to be about 6,000 gallons. The city says that these proposed rates are here to make sure we have access to quality water moving forward.
Not a lot of people think about, water and where it comes from, but when you turn the tap on, it comes out as a safe, clean, reliable product, and we want that to continue on.
Phoenix Water plans to go before the City Council to present this proposal mid-April, and a final vote will come in June. Residents can give feedback at various public meetings as well. If approved, the rate increases will start in October 2023, with additional increases coming in 2024 and 2025. But the city says even with the proposed rate hikes, Phoenix will still have some of the more affordable water rates compared to other larger cities. At the Google touchscreen, Atria Maneshny, Cronkite News.
Much cooler weather today across the valley.
It's been a little up and down, so the big question is, Spencer Chiak, can you answer it? How long will that cool weather stick around? Can you give it to us? Spencer, what do you got?
Well, Jonah, it's not going to stick around for too long. I find this time of year really defines hot people and cold people. Because right now, if you look at this weather, if you're a cold person, you're going to be wearing, your sweatpants, your sweatshirts. But if you're a warm person, you're going to be in shorts pretty much from here on out into later in the fall. As for the cloud coverage up in the sky, don't worry, blue skies coming out for the weekend. By about 12 o'clock on Friday, expect no clouds in the valley and up. Looking ahead now on to the low temperatures for tomorrow, 52 degrees. We are warming up slightly, 46 down in Tucson and Flagstaff. If you cut Tucson in half and add one for fun, it's at 22 degrees. Looking ahead to the high temperatures. Again, for you cold people out there, you're gonna probably want a pair of pants and a long sleeve shirt. As for you warm people, it's short season. Let's have some fun. Baseball's back, folks. And like a roller coaster, this weather is about to go on a crazy train. Looking at it, we're going to heat up going in before cooling off later this week. So this weekend, great to go out, play some baseball around town, have some fun with some friends. But as we go into the work week, Monday, the wind's going to be gusting. It's going to be wonderful for your allergies. Going into later this week, though, by Thursday, we'll heat back up to 73. Perfect timing for the Diamondbacks coming home to play their home opener. And with more on sports, here's Lindsay Zinti with your Cronkite Sports Report.
I'm Lindsay Zinti. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. Although it's been over 8 years since Dodgers catcher Austin Barnes donned the maroon and gold, he still has fond memories about his time in the Valley.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Lindsay Zinti. Today's the day. Happy opening day, baseball fans. Although the Diamondbacks won't start the season at Chase Field, you can catch the D-backs in LA as they take on the Dodgers in a 4-game series. Let's play ball. Speaking of the Dodgers, catcher Austin Barnes now suits up for the men in blue. You might remember him from his time at ASU. To kick off this 2023 baseball season, we thought we'd have a little fun playing 5 questions with the former Sun Devil. Here's Ana de la Cruz.
Former Sun Devil Austin Barnes may play for the Dodgers now, but he still reminisces on his time at Arizona State. Barnes has played in 3 World Series while winning 1 with the Dodgers, and most recently played for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic, but ASU fans still remember his name. Let's find out more about Barnes and what led him to Arizona State.
At the time, they were really good at baseball. I thought it was the best way to further my career, and it ended up being one of the better decisions I've made baseball-wise, for sure. My family knew Andy Stankiewicz pretty well, and he was one of the coaches there. My uncle played with him in the big leagues, I believe, and just thought it was a good fit. My freshman year of college, I became a catcher. Our backup catcher, Andrew Pollock, he was playing flag football and tore his ACL, so we needed a backup catcher, and I ended up being that person. There's so many good players that you had to compete each day at practice, which I think made everybody better. There's so many good players you had to compete every day at practice, and it made everybody better and just competition.
The Final Four tips off this weekend, and although none of the Arizona schools made it, there's one player from the Valley that will be taking the court. Reporter Zach Woodard caught up with the former Valley High School star and his family ahead of the big game.
San Diego State is headed to this weekend's Final Four in Houston. The Aztecs feature a player who was a standout during his prep days right here at Sunny Slope High School. True freshman Elijah Saunders is excited to play on college basketball's biggest stage and enjoy the moment with the closest ones to him.
It's a lot different than high school. The fans, the atmospheres that we've played in. You know, this has been a dream of mine to just play college basketball, and the fact that we made it all the way to the Final Four, even the first round of March Madness was just so cool for me. Always watching the tournament on TV and just being in it, being in that moment, it's just been amazing.
Elijah's been watching March Madness since he was a baby. It's always been on. It's always been a part of his life. And so for him to experience this is just beyond what we could have ever dreamed or imagined.
Pretty amazing feeling just to see, just excited for Elijah. You know, the Final Four is such a big thing in our nation. Just for him to be a part of it and to get there, it's an awesome feeling.
He was going to be great. He was going to be great on his own. If he ever needed anything, though, I was always there for him. But I wanted him to do it, and it's been great, man. It's been all him.
It's a family affair between Division I basketball and the Saunders family, as Elijah takes after his dad, who played 2 years at Arkansas State. And although he never thought he'd be in this position as a freshman, Elijah Saunders now has the chance to etch his name into March Madness history. In Phoenix, Zach Ordered, Cronkite Sports.
San Diego State is among 3 teams that are new to the Final Four this year. And for ASU fans still invested in the tournament, there could be some big takeaways from this year's field. Nicholas Petruski is at the Google touchscreen to tell us how these underdogs give teams like ASU hope.
Of the 4 teams remaining, UConn is not only the betting favorite, but they are the biggest inspiration to a team like ASU. Since Bobby Hurley's brother, Dan Hurley, took the team from 3 straight losing seasons to a Final Four in just his 5th year at the helm. Jordan Hawkins is the highest-ranked former recruit in the Final Four, proving you don't need a lot of high recruits to get the job done. UConn takes on Miami. The Hurricanes made back-to-back Elite Eights and will look to run behind guards Nigel Pack and Isaiah Wong. Pack, a Kansas State transfer, received a $800K NIL endorsement deal to come and play in Miami, showing how NIL is changing the college landscape. Moving to the other side of the bracket, number 5 San Diego State is making their first Final Four appearance. The Aztecs won the Mountain West this season and are the most physical team left in the tournament. And they have a player from here in the Valley. Former Sunny Slope High School graduate Elijah Saunders will be looking to make an impact off the bench for the Aztecs. And last, but certainly not least, are the number 9 seeded FAU Owls. FAU is the first 9 seed to make the Final Four since Wichita State back in 2013. The Conference USA winners have only lost 3 times this season thanks to FAU's depth. Rotation keeps the Owls swooping in for surprise attacks. And if ASU wants to keep hope for next season, look at FAU for some inspiration on a team making a run at the right time. At the Google touchscreen, Nicholas Petruski, Cronkite News.
Kevin Durant officially made his debut in the Valley last night. His long-awaited appearance led to another Suns victory. The Suns are now a perfect 4-0 when KD plays. They defeated the Timberwolves last night 107-100. KD had 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists during his 29 minutes of play. Despite being happy about his return, the Slim Reaper wasn't too pleased with his performance overall. The Suns take on the Denver Nuggets at Footprint Center tomorrow night. That's it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Let's pitch it back to Lydia and Jonah at the desk.
Coming up, a cross-country journey that not many have experienced.
A 54-year-old man traveled to all 50 states, accomplishing something pretty extraordinary.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
and develop your skills with the latest technology.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
It was a goal that Keith Tyndall had for more than a decade, run a marathon in all 50 states. Though each state had its own unique running experience, it was memorable regardless.
Yeah, that's actually been the neatest part about it is just getting to see this country, all the states, and a lot of them I'd never been to. But yeah, there's flat ones, there's hilly ones, there's high altitude, low altitude. I mean, there's a lot of different challenges.
Though it was a challenge, it was a huge accomplishment. Tyndall ended his journey at the Maui Oceanfront Marathon in Hawaii with his daughter by his side.
And that is it for Cronkite News tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For top stories, Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.